Hey guys, so it's day 10 of quarantine. Super whack. The good thing is more videos. So I thought I'd start my channel off using my old palettes that I haven't used in forever and some new ones that I haven't even opened because I'm so busy at the salon and mom life and friend life and family life and all that good stuff. I was gonna use the look that I did the other day on the Correction Complete Chanel medium coverage foundation, but I don't know, I felt like it didn't give me enough coverage for this look. I wanted to do more of like a night look and I don't know, do like a really fun, sexy, I don't know, smoky eye, I guess. A certain kind of smoky eye. So anyways, I just want to show you guys the palette real quick. So you could definitely, like I said, you can definitely do like the day look with like these types of colors, these like softer colors, but I want to get into these like funky colors over here. Moving forward, let me prime my eyes and let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my eyes with Painterly, which is one of my all-time favorites. I've been using this baby for years. It's super duper pigmented, so just be careful with how much product you pick up. I like to use a really fluffy brush, something like this. You can use your fingers too, but I'm just gonna be fancy. You gotta be careful too to not leave the cap open because this stuff will dry up really quick. That happened to me on a shoot before. It was so embarrassing. You just need a really nice sheer layer. And I'm barely touching my face with this brush. The lighter you are on your face, the easier it is to layer your makeup. Also too, if you're gonna work on the bottom, which usually with a full coverage eye, or evening eye, I always put a little bit on the bottom. I'm probably gonna use black, to be honest, as my eyeliner so I can kind of just like smoke it out, but I still put it here to kind of set because what I'm gonna do is bring down the color with the eyeliner. So I'm gonna use the pencil eyeliner and then bring it down with the color. So then when the color is blended, you have a nice base there and it doesn't move. Okay, so you always wanna work light to dark, okay? I guess I shouldn't say always, right? I mean, I guess people have different ways, but this is my way. I'm just gonna use these fluffy blending brushes. I like to use the smaller brushes only because then when you do put the product on your eye, it's true to your eye, and it doesn't matter if you have an almond shaped eye, if your eye is a little bit wider, shorter, whatever it may be, using a smaller brush gives you more control. So there's only one cream color in the Desert Dusk palette. I'm gonna use, it's called Desert Sand. And I'm just gonna use that for my brow color. Or brow highlight, I guess I should say. I'm gonna use Eden, and all these colors, I'll pop them up through the video and show you which ones I'm actually using. So I have a pretty wide eye space. I have a little bit more to work with, but I want to kind of help women who don't have that eye space. Like I said, using a smaller brush is always going to help you. So this brush would help with any eye type. And you really just want to work like right where your eye creases. That's where you're going to put the most product. There. Super duper light. The lighter your hand, the easier it is to move your product around. And you see how the brush, what I was talking about, how it's fluffy and it kind of just moves the product around? That's what you want. You want the tool to do all the work. And then I'm going to use, let's do, I don't even know how you pronounce this thing, but it's O-U-D, Ode. I don't know. But I'm gonna pick that up. This is a stronger color, so you wanna be careful with where you place it. So when you're layering this base on your eyelid, you wanna start by your eyeliner. Or your lashes, I guess I should say. And your eyeliner, because sometimes you don't put eyeliner. And the reason being is that you can move the product from here to here without it getting too mixed up in this area. You want a really smooth transition, and you don't want that like hard line between colors, and that's gonna take you longer to blend. So you see how I'm always layering. I'd rather pick up more product than pick up too much and then not be able to go back or have to go back, whatever. So see the line that I'm talking about? See how it kind of gets like messy? We're just gonna move this over. Boom. There we go. And then remember, we don't want that really hard line there. So we're gonna go back in and just blend it out. And if you need to, you can pick up more of the color that you use for your crease. So I'm gonna use something flat like this, which is nice for layering glitter on top of the eyelid. It's kind of easier to move across the eye using the flat brush. So same thing, remember I had mentioned you want to use your lash line as your base because you don't want to go up here, you just want it on the lid. Oh, and this color is called Cosmo. It's the only like really highly pigmented glitter color in here. I definitely wouldn't use it by itself. I mean, if you're doing like a fantasy look or something, that would be cool, but when I'm using glitter, I always kind of like to use the contrast color of it. Okay, so that's that. I'm just throwing some eyeliner. You want to be really generous with your eyeliner just because it is in the waterline, so it's more prone to kind of move. And what I like to do is, like I had mentioned that I was going to bring down the color, you want to kind of get just a little bit right under your lash, ever so slightly, so that you can blend it out. So with this one, I'm going to go back and use the Ode color. That's the base color that we used on the lid, the darker one. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and use this to blend it out. See how the black kind of comes down a little bit as an actual eyeshadow? I'm also using it as a base for this color. That way it lasts a little bit longer. My iPads look so funny. So now I'm gonna use Blazing, which is like this deep orange, to blend out the bottom. And I'm only touching right under where we pulled that the Ode from. That's the name of the shadow. Okay, so that's that. And the last thing that I like to do on eyes is just kind of clean up the bottom a little bit with an eye makeup remover, or you can use you could use a Q-tip with makeup remover solution. You can also clean it up with a brush and your foundation, but this is my favorite way to do it. You can use the back of one of your pencils or even your tweezers. So I wrap it around here, and then you're just gonna slightly move across. And then you can kind of move the wiping. So you see all this glitter stuff we want all gone. So that's why I always say that to not do your moisturizer or any of that stuff if you're gonna do eyes. Any type of eyeshadow, I don't usually put my toner, my moisturizer, none of that stuff until after, because I'm gonna wipe it off with this. You want a really bright under eye. That's what's really gonna make your eye pop and look delicious. Okay. So I'll be right back. Let me put all my moisturizers and all that good stuff. Okay guys, so I did my toner, my moisturizer, and my primer and all that good stuff already. And the last two things I'm gonna do is my eyeliner and then my lashes. And with my eyeliner, I'm gonna use the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner, this little baby. And then I'm gonna use Cara Beauty, well, number 747 in medium. 747s are bomb, small, medium, or large. I like to use the medium because it's a nice mixture of dramatic and natural. What I'm gonna do on top of the 747s is I'm gonna layer these little individuals just to kind of give a little wispy look. So when you're doing liquid eyeliner, one of the hardest things to do, right, is you can pick up the product, and I already kind of was like practicing right here just to kind of get the feel of it, is move your product on something. Like I said, you could use your hand if you want, have a habit of using that. And what it does is it thins out the tip, so it's easier to move. And you want to hold, okay, you guys are gonna have to work with me because, and depending on how dramatic you want it, that's how far you'll bring it out. Remember, light hands with your pinky. Don't pick up more product. You have enough here to kind of work in the inside of your eye. Remember, we can always go over it too. I like to just do a nice, like, I guess 1 round of liner to have a nice base there for my lashes. To be honest, I really like this little brush on here. It's yummy, super light. It's not like some of them where they're like really hard at the tip. Okay, like I mentioned, this is just like the first round, and we just need a nice lash line to layer this lash on there. So like I mentioned, I'm using the 747s. The way lashes work are by numbers, and most of them are all the same. So when I say small, medium, and large, in reference to a number, you can get that. I mean, depending on the brand that you like I said, I'm using these Cara Beauty ones. They're usually sold like online, and I think they're only like $1.50 or something. I like to buy, these are one of my favorites, especially when I did bridal makeup, because the strip is super thin. So the closer you get it to your eye, the more natural it looks. I already trimmed them to my eyes. So remember guys, you guys always want to trim your lashes if you need to. I need to usually cut off like 3 clusters, give or take, depending on the lash brand. But anyways, another really cool trick that I do is I wrap the lash around my pinky. And it kind of gives you like a nice, you know, it molds the lash too. I'm just gonna use Duo traditional lash glue. The product is barely out, so you just kind of want to use the residue from it. You don't need a lot, guys. So kind of want to just like wave it a little bit, maybe about like 10 seconds, and then go ahead and put on. I'm gonna do mine with my finger. I did mine with my finger, but this little part is lifting, so I always have tweezers. Definitely gonna use my tweezers for this. again, you want to only use a little bit of product. I'm gonna use my mirror to do this. So I'm just gonna space them out a little bit, really focusing on like the corners, the middle. Like I'm not putting too many. You could even just see, look at from me putting just those couple of strips, the difference it made in the actual look. Okay guys, so I kind of checked out for a little bit. I meant to only do my foundation, but I ended up doing everything because my man called me. If you guys do like this contouring look and this blush and this lip color, oh, that on my teeth. I definitely am down to do another video just on that, and we'll do like different eyes maybe, but it's the Kevin Aquan, what is this palette called? The Contour Book, The Art of Sculpting and Defining Volume 2. It's bomb. So definitely we'll get into that contouring funness. So yeah, back to this. I haven't put any mascara under my eyes yet. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on how full. If you have thicker lashes, sometimes you don't even need to put mascara on the top, especially when you have this dramatic lash. What I did do was I used the Burt's Bees Nourishing Mascara, which has been really nice because it's lightweight and it has good coverage. And I just use this on the bottom of my lash so it doesn't look too heavy. And let's see, I'm going to use the Chanel mascara in number 10, and I'm just going to kind of ever so slightly just kind of try to mix these together. So my goal is to get my natural lash and then the strip lash kind of adhered together. Boom. You really just want to use it on your natural lash. You don't need it too much on the actual strip. What I'm not gonna do is, I don't feel like I really have to go over my liner. I'm happy with it. If you want to go a little bit more dramatic, you definitely can. And I'm gonna let this dry a little bit and then show you the finished look. Okay guys, I know a lot of us aren't comfortable with using eyelash curlers. This one is super duper bomb. This one is good because it's wide, so it'll be suitable to any eye. And what you need this for, you don't need to be too aggressive with it. You just really need the strip and your natural lash to kind of stick together as best as possible, so it blends really nice together. And then I'm gonna use the Morphe Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist. I use this in my other video. This stuff is delicious. It does kind of come out like hairspray. Oh, and it smells, well, if you like cucumber. I love cucumber. Anyways, moving forward, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on, let it set, and then we're done. So like I said, don't forget to thumbs up, and I'll hear from you guys soon.